Who was on the mountain? Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, and they walked up a mountain about 10,000 feet high. That's a pretty good jaunt if you know anything about walking up a mountain or climbing a mountain. 10,000 feet. When they get up there, by the way, Peter, James, and John went to sleep. Every time it seemed like the Lord needed them, they were asleep in the garden, etc. But he took his three superheroes with him, his super apostles with him. I wonder why. We know that James died first, John died last, Peter was in the middle, and we know they were strategic people. And we see they walk up to the top of the mountain and they're give out, exhausted. I understand that physically, don't you? And they went to sleep. And then who was on the mountain? Those three plus Jesus. And when they awakened, two people had joined them, because transfigured there was Elijah and Moses. Moses and Elijah. Moses had been dead, 1,400 years. Elijah, 700 or 800 years. And there they were on the mountain. That's something, isn't it? I wonder why Moses and Elijah were there on the Mount of Transfiguration with Jesus and Israel. Why those two? Why couldn't it have been, Jeremiah, Daniel? I think Joseph could have been choice up there. Why these two on the mountain? First of all, they were there to be a witness, perhaps. Someone would say, boy, here's a supernatural experience. I mean, who was up there can verify it? You got three witnesses. It took that in a court of law in that day to verify something. Three witnesses. And perhaps I think most of all it's because who they were. Who was Moses? Author of the Pentateuch. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Moses was the lawgiver. And what about Elijah? He was the supreme prophet. We've already seen him in action on Mount Carmel. So you have the lawgiver and the prophet, and who was Jesus? We know Jesus fulfilled all the principles of the law and amplified them in his teaching, especially on the Beatitudes. So we see Jesus was there, fulfilling the law, living the law, and fulfilling all the prophecy. Here's these predictions written down thousands of years. Here's Jesus. He filled all of them up.